like I was just staring at it.
They had the audacity to DM you to help that person catfish.
I would say at least they asked. At least they was honest.
How is going to date Loyalist Kingdom? My name is Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. Today we have for you Scariest Catfishes Ever Part 2. Ooh.
I don't see how people still getting catfished in 2017.
It happens. People will just be
like, I feel like if you can't answer a FaceTime call,
yeah, then you're not.
Or something, like you're a catfish at that point. Like even
or
like
Skype or
Skype. Yeah, if you don't have an iPhone and Skype or Snapchat or whatever,
take a picture with your name.
Yeah,
and all that.
If you can't be like, oh, send me a picture of you saying my name clearly to me
or
and
video,
stuff like that, then it's over. You're
and
not
catfish's
real.
favorite thing to say, my webcam is broken. No, how your webcam, bro? How you break
like,
webcam?
My front camera don't work. Okay, use your other one. That one's foggy too.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not sending. Like, okay, bye.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's where you ended. So let's dive on in.
Or just meet people in real life.
The Psychic Twins and Drew. And
yes.
It was amazing. We predicted a lot of things, and we talked about whether or not they think that Dan and Phil are really together. So
I think so.
Something called fandom.
I think they're together. The fandom.
Go check it out to see the answer. Hi, SoundCloud and also Shake Friends. Hey, what's up, you guys?
Yes.
It's time again.
Yes. We added a little picture in there.
It's a continuation of.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know. Somebody look like graduate high school picture.
We talked about some scary catfishing stories that ended in murder or suicide. And today we have a few more that are incredibly disturbing and very heartbreaking. So first we're going to be talking about the awful story of Breck Bednar. So Breck was a very normal teenage boy, and he loved
Xbox,
and like most gamers, he liked to play online with several people all over the world. Well, one day in 2013, he joined an exclusive gaming group with only 8 other members. The gaming group was run by a man named Lewis Danes. Lewis moderated the group and chose who was in and who was out. Now, Lewis seemed like a normal 18-year-old boy. And yes, Breck was only 14, but Lewis had a baby face and acted like a kid, so they got along. But underneath Lewis's
he does have a baby face.
He looked like he like 12,
he wanted to become Breck's mentor. He wanted to be his, like, idol. So he made up all these lies about being a millionaire and owning this huge company. And he wanted to teach Breck how he could become a millionaire like him.
Lewis Danes is 4 years older than Breck and the other boys.
What?
And claims to run a multi-million-pound
He does look like
software
13
company.
though.
Yeah.
Well, after a few weeks of talking to Lewis, Breck started changing. He stopped going to church with his family. He started breaking the family rules. His mom was getting afraid of what was happening to her son.
Well, I actually forbade Breck from talking to him. What happened was Breck's behavior changed, and he started to not follow sort of family rules, and his ideology was changing.
This is where the story gets crazy. Lewis told Breck that he was dying, and that he wanted to meet Breck in person to talk about handing over his billion-dollar company.
No.
Once again, this company didn't exist.
Of course
Danes tells Breck not to tell his parents and emails him an elaborate cover story.
Yeah, so Lewis created this plan, and he came up with this incredible lie, and then he even came up with another lie to give Breck to tell his family about where he was going. This guy was twisted. Well, on February 16th of
That means he sat and thought that
Breck
out.
set off to meet Lewis. Lewis was 30 miles away from Breck, and Lewis even got him a cab. Now, it's not exactly clear what happened when they met up, but what is clear
killed him.
is that Breck was murdered.
Yeah.
Breck was stabbed in the back of the neck and was tied up for several hours. He also was sexually assaulted by Lewis, and then Lewis cut his throat. Now, after Lewis killed Breck, he called 911 himself and came up with an alibi. Here is just
disgusting.
What?
This incredibly disturbing 911 call.
Essex Police emergency.
Hi there, I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Are you telling me you killed somebody?
That you killed someone, yes.
Well, then he went on to explain how he did it.
I, in self-defense, put my left arm up to block him from stabbing me effectively. We struggled, I got the knife, and I stabbed him once in the back of the neck, I believe somewhere near the brainstem. He turned around, tried to carry it on, and I think I stumbled on my chest drawers. I fell over. I got back up, backed away, and then remember exactly what happened, but the fight ended with me cutting his throat.
So
Oh,
Lewis
my
admitted
Lord.
to killing Breck, made up a story that it was some fight that just went wrong, but he really had planned the entire thing. Now Lewis will be in prison for the rest of his life. Thank God. And Breck's mom is fighting right now to increase awareness of online predators so that something like this doesn't happen to somebody.
I'll be real
I
careful
can't believe I've
online.
lost my gorgeous son. I have to find a way to help other people and other teenagers to understand the dangers of online predators.
That one is so incredibly disturbing, but even more disturbing because they were kids. I mean,
Yes.
technically 18 is an adult, but that's still so young. And you think you're just like going to meet up with your friend who you met online, and then it ends in one of the most brutal murders I've ever heard of. It's fucked up. Okay, now this next story is crazy, so please stay with me. This involves
All your videos are sharing.
so all
Yeah, all of them are.
Whose screen name was Tall Hot Blonde, and an 18-year-old guy whose screen name was Marine Sniper, and they fell in love.
A beautiful
Tall, hot
southern
blonde.
girl
You should know
and
that's a
handsome
catfish.
Marine on his
You
way
should
to
know
Iraq.
that.
Could never
Who
disappoint
would have
me.
thought it would lead to a 2-year affair, a love triangle, and more?
Well, Tall Hot Blonde was actually a
man.
45-year-old woman, and
Wow.
Oh, woman.
Sniper was a 45-year-old man, and they were catfishing.
Each
Each other?
That handsome Marine
What?
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 is
Oh my
actually
lord.
46-year-old Thomas Montgomery.
I know, crazy. This is the gross part. Tall Hot Blonde, the 45-year-old woman, was using pictures of her own daughter. Now, if that isn't gross enough, she also sent him her daughter's panties and said they were hers. Anyways, the two of them had no idea that they were
Catfishing each other. That's
They started
lit.
falling in love. I mean, they would send each other notes back and forth with like really intense things in them. Marine Sniper would say, "I have found my perfect angel."
So did they actually end up getting together? Them six
That's what I'm saying, like,
bastards?
cause y'all both like 40
I
something.
will fight them to the
So,
death, baby.
perfect
Tall Hot
age.
Blonde said, "My
Got-
world, my everything. I love you always and forever." Okay, so they're having their little love story, and then this is where it gets even crazier.
Oh
So
my
Marine
God.
Sniper's real name is Tommy, and he has a real wife
And he-
named Cindy. Now Cindy found out that he was cheating on her with some woman online, and he wrote the woman, Mary, a long email saying, "Hey, my husband's not 18, he's 46, and he's lying to you. Oh, and he's married to me." Well, Tall Hot Blonde got really fucking pissed.
Oh.
To get revenge, she decided to start flirting with one of Tommy's co-workers named Brian Barrett, and he was 22 years old. Now, of course, when Barrett's getting these messages from this young, hot-looking 18-year-old
He's like,
girl,
yeah.
he's gonna respond. He's 22. Well, Tommy found out that
22.
Barrett had been talking to Tall Hot Blonde, and he got pissed.
Oh.
One day after work, Brian Barrett was getting into his car, and Tommy walked up and shot him in the head. His body sat dead in the car for 2 days before it was discovered. Now, Tommy was given 25 years in prison.
Should've been
Oh,
light.
my
His wife,
lord.
Cindy, divorced him. And the crazy thing, Tall Hot Blonde, or her real name, Mary, wasn't convicted of anything because technically she didn't commit a crime. But when her daughter found out that she had been using her
She
pictures,
told him.
her panties, her daughter said she would never talk to her again. It's so sad that an innocent 22-year-old guy lost his life because two fucking insane
Wanna
people on the
catfish
internet
each
were
other.
catfishing each other.
And then the dude was married.
I'm not
with
like
kids.
she's mad about him catfishing when she
It is
catfished.
crazy that this stuff happens. It happens a lot.
She's mad that
This
he
is
was
the
married,
story
I think.
of Leah Palmer. So Leah Palmer
Oh.
was a fashionista and a lifestyle Instagrammer. She was
Okay.
beautiful,
Okay.
single, carefree, and lived the life of a queen. She even had some online
He said
relationships
was
with some of the
and
people who
had
followed her.
some.
Leah
Yeah,
Palmer's
she
life
said.
is
Gone.
really great, except for the fact that Leah Palmer
To catfish.
didn't exist.
Oh.
Okay, so here's what happened. Some random person took a bunch of pictures from a real woman named Ruth Palmer. Well, they created this Instagram account and created this fake life for this woman named Leah. Well,
What?
one day, Ruth's friend said, "Hey girl, is this you?" And she was fucking terrified. But here's the
I
crazy
bet
thing.
I would
Ruth
be
did
too.
everything she could to have this account taken down, but every time it would get taken down, a new one would pop up. And there's really nothing she could do. Like, it was just going to keep
She has to
happening.
get verified.
Reads in the comments, this
Yeah,
Leah
basically.
person was
Yeah.
getting so into it. "There's no place I'd rather be." A fan says, "I'm jealous. Where are you?" Leah says, Dubai, babe. Well, then people slowly started figuring out that this was fake. You freak, this isn't you. Stealing someone else's photos.
Thank
in a
you.
life, I feel really
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that happens to me all the time. I
Yes.
see fake, Instagrams and Twitters and Facebooks and everything of me. Some of them have like really old pictures that I've never posted online.
Even got this little
I don't know how they
Snapchat
got that, but
filter.
they did. Luckily, nobody believes that's me because
Yeah.
I have
Verified.
followers on other things. So
Right.
clearly,
You're verified.
Yeah.
now all these people think she's Leah. Ugh. That one is
We need to
just-
get verified on
it's
Instagram.
crazy, because yes, it's not crazy. Like
We got Twitter, but we need an
there's this
Instagram.
person
Each of
Yeah.
all of our profiles because
using her
pause. Somebody DM Jasmine. Had the audacity to DM Jasmine. What did they say?
What?
Remember that somebody said they was going using her to catfish some guy?
Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all knew that. Like I said it once, but somebody DM'd me and they said, "Hey, I'm using
send-
your pics
would you send
to
a-
catfish a guy.
would you send
Can you
some-
send a picture of yourself
Holding a
like
potato?
no, it was like holding toilet paper or something like that, like holding toilet paper and like holding up a peace sign or something like that, so that she could use that to prove that she's me." I didn't even respond. I'm like, I'm not helping you, girl. I'm not. No. What? I'm not doing that. I was like, are you sick? Like when I read it, I was just like, this gotta be a joke. Like I was just like, what? Like I was just staring
They
at
had
it,
the
and I was just
audacity
like,
to DM you to help that person catfish.
I would say at least they asked. At least they was honest. At least they was honest and said, hey, girl. And she said that. She said, hey, girl, I'm using you as a catfish, so would you mind sending me the picture of you doing that so I could prove that I'm you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because before, I remember they just took my picture before
Yeah.
and then just said, hey, yeah, use your waist trainer. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even, what?
Yep, that's
so, I don't
crazy.
know. It's crazy. Y'all
People are
gotta be
crazy.
careful.
People will take your picture and do whatever with it, man.
Which is very scary. Or they'll take your face and Photoshop it on top
You
of
don't
something
even,
else.
and that's the ones we know. The ones we know. We still might,
There's
somebody might have
something
took our
we are
pictures
unknown of.
and catfished us and made us a different couple, or I don't
Right.
know. Who knows? Let's not about here.
I don't know.
For a long time. Side note, if you guys see these comments on my YouTube videos that are from me and they say, hey guys, win a free iPad, click
I've
here.
been deleting them
Please
on
stop
our
doing
page
that.
too.
That is obviously not me. If
Yeah.
they wanted to be more realistic, they would be giving away food. Alright, so back to the serious stuff. Okay, now this next one is insane and probably one of the craziest catfishing stories I've ever heard. This is the catfishing of an NBA star named Chris Anderson.
With all the
This is
tattoos,
so
you gonna
insane.
okay.
Even me from Catfish has talked about it.
This is probably
Alright.
one of the most complicated and confusing catfish stories I've ever heard.
Okay, so this is complicated, so I'm going to try to explain it the best I can.
Okay.
But basically, somebody created a bunch of different online personas in order to ruin the life of NBA star Chris Anderson.
Why him
Now, there was
though?
a
He was
woman
so
in Canada
beautiful
named
and
Shelley
like decorated. For all
Now,
these
Shelley
tattoos.
pretended to be both Chris Anderson and an Instagram model named Paris Dillon. Her plan was to catfish both of them into thinking they were in a relationship with each other. Now I know you're thinking, why would she do that? Well, Paris was only 17, but when she was pretending to be Paris and talking to Chris, she told him that she was older, she was legal. Well, she convinced Chris to meet her, and as Chris, she convinced Paris to meet him. She created their relationship without them ever actually talking to each other.
Paris and Chris never directly communicated with each other.
Look at her
All of their
face.
messages were going through this operator, this catfish.
Now, she even got Paris to fly to meet Chris in person. Now, Chris and
What?
Paris spent a romantic weekend together, and then weeks later, it came out that she was underage, and now everybody's calling Chris a pedophile. Well, then this is where it gets even fucking crazy. Shelley creates another person. Now, this person's
What?
name is Tom Taylor. Now, as Tom Taylor, Shelley started threatening Paris and saying things like she was going to kill her.
He said that he was going to send somebody down there and he was going to have me raped and murdered and thrown on the side of the street.
Now, this is when Chris's entire world fell apart. He was fired, he lost millions of
Oh,
dollars, and
man.
pretty much everybody in the public shamed him. The cops even went to his house and raided it looking for child porn, and of course,
Didn't
none
find
was found.
any.
As far as the police can tell, Paris, underage, did in fact meet with and sleep with Chris Anderson, and there are these photos that Chris has apparently posted, so now, as far as the police department can tell, they're dealing with a case of child pornography.
So eventually, after all the investigations and countless testimonials, it was found out who was behind all this. Who orchestrated
I bet they're like
all
50
of these
years old.
events. It was Shelley.
The catfish has been located in the province of Manitoba in a tiny speck of a town. Here she is, the Puppet Master, a soft-spoken, childlike woman, a member of the Cree Nation, 33-year-old Shelley Chartier.
Shelley was convicted and she spent 18 months in prison. But the trial is not quite over yet, and she could end up getting 24 years.
Good.
Okay, now this last one is very intense.
That's wild.
How are you trying to ruin somebody's life?
A lot of closeted men do. This involves Craigslist hookup.
Oh.
So there was a 30-year-old
Don't go to
who
Craigslist.
had it all. Good looks, he was a lawyer, he did very well financially, and he even had a wife. But David was living a double life. David had a habit of going on Craigslist, finding guys to hook up with, and having sex with them. Well, one night, David thought he was going to hook up with a man he met on Craigslist in a hotel room, but it turns out that it was not a man. Pretending to be a man was a 21-year-old woman named Jamira Gow.
I can see it.
Her and her girlfriend came up with a very
it.
clever but twisted plan. They wanted to rob somebody, but they didn't want to get caught. So they figured if they hooked up with a rich guy on Craigslist and robbed him, he wouldn't tell anybody. He wouldn't tell the cops because he didn't want to get caught hooking up with a guy.
Goldman allegedly posed as a man with the intention of robbing him, then stabbed him at least 7 times after he tried to stop her from leaving.
Oh my God.
And something happened during that robbery that went wrong, and Jamira ended up stabbing David 7 times.
He tried to fight back, probably.
Once directly in the heart. Well, she left his dead body in the hotel room, but she did rob him. She took $40 in his cell phone. Now she thought she was going to
and that was worth it, right?
She didn't. She looked directly into the security camera as she was leaving the hotel.
Watch as this person wearing a hooded sweatshirt covering his or her face looks right at surveillance cameras. DC police say this is
in DC, good
about
God.
Anderson High School grad David Messerschmitt's death.
Jamira was sentenced to 24 years in prison, all for $40.
Why everything happening over here?
Well, there you guys go. Those are some of the
jeez.
creepiest and the most insane catfish stories ever. Now, like I said in my last catfish video, I just once again want to remind you guys, please be safe. If you're meeting up with somebody you met online or dating app, please Google them, do a background search, try to find mutual friends and peers and talk to them, because you never know who actually might be behind the computer screen. Now, once again, I just
my goodness.
Be careful, man.
First of all, if y'all ever are on Xbox or PS4 and somebody's saying that they're a billionaire or a millionaire, not 10 times out of 10 they're lying. Not even like. Why would they tell you that? Why would they tell you that? Like, really, like, there's no purpose for it. So they're lying, for one. 2, if like now, like with all the technology that we have, I would think that it's pretty hard to catfish someone now. And I just want people to notice all the signs. You know, be careful. Don't do it. Just meet people like, you know, in real life. That will probably lessen the chances of this happening, because you never know who you're meeting in real life either. So I can't say that that's safe too. I'm just saying that it's safer to meet someone in real life.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, please comment below.
Don't forget to like and share.
Just more, I guess. Deuces.